Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are solving another LeetCode problem, that is 24 swap nodes in pair. So before jumping into the solution, I would highly recommend you should read the problem statement on your own and give at least 15 to 30 minutes to this problem. So let's get right into it. What problem is asking that you are given a linked list, something like this. Let me draw it for you. In this, what you have to do is you have to swap the nodes in pairwise. Pair are this type of pair will not be made, so only these type of pairs. So we have to swap these pairs. Let them swap. For this is our head, and we have to return this head after swapping. This is what we have to do. Easy. There are basically two ways of doing it. First one is by changing the value. By changing the value. You can implement that on your own, and also it is written over here. You have to do it without changing the value. You can do that on your own. That is a homework. By changing the value, it is easy. There is second method which we'll be discussing in this, is by changing the link. By changing the link, I mean, for example, if it is pointing to this, if one was pointing to 2, so we change this link. So let's take an example. Let me draw it again. So this is, let me change the pen. Focus on this part, how that link changing is done. This is how it is looking after the swap. Let's see what happened over here. As you can see, 2 is pointing to 1. 2 is pointing to 1. And previously, here you can see 2 is pointing to 1, but previously 2 is pointing to 3. So this link is deleted, not deleted, changed, and this went to this. And you can see, if we I make it further, this 1, previously it is pointing to 2, now it's changed, now it's pointing to 3. This is intermediate condition. Intermediate condition. So what happened over here? 2 is now pointing to 1. Previously it was pointing to 3. 1 previously was pointing to 2. Now it's pointing to 3. That's what all happened over here. And also you can see or observe that head is changed. Head is changed. Previously it was 1. Currently it is 2. So we have to handle this. So the best way to handle is this thing is use dummy node for the time being, so that we can have access to our head always. That's why we are using dummy node. You can do that without dummy node, that's up to you, but with dummy node it is relatively easy to handle things. So let's again make the linked list. 2, 3, 4. In this problem there is no algo, just the picturization of the problem is enough to write the code. That's what we are doing. I will just show you how to do it in diagrammatical way, how things are working. Just you have to convert the code. We will see the code also. So what is happening? This is our dummy node. So what is happening over here? What happened with this is this changed to this. This much is clear. Intermediate thing. This much is clear. What is happening? Now see. As you can see, head changed. Dummy should point to which node? Which node? If this is previous and if this is current. This is previous, this is current. To which node dummy is now pointing? I would say 2. So in code, what we will do? We will just do this. What is this? What is this? Previous next is equals to current next. This just happened, and what it did, it removed this. Now this much is done. Let's see what else changed. What else? Now you can see 1 was pointing to 2. Now it's pointing to 3. You can see over here. So it is pointing to 3. So what happened else over here is, what else happened? Let me write with this pen. What else happened over here is, this is current. Current next. I'm taking assumption that you have done some linked list question, that's why. If you are not able to follow, so do some question on linked list. If you are confused with what is next and what is this previous and current, if you have done questions, it is very much easy to follow. So let's get back into it. What happened over here? This next, this next. So what we did? Current next next. This is our current, and where we are now pointing? Next next. So what it just did? It did this. It removed this link. Now this link is changed. Now what else is left? You can see 2 is pointing to 1. 2 is pointing to 1. So how can you access this 2? You have to make this link. How you can access this 2? I would say this is previous. So previous, this is previous next, we go to 2. This is previous next. So previous next now points to where? As you can see, I am using same color for that code which we are writing, or the link we are changing. So previous next, to where it will point? To this current. So this much is done. Previous next will point to current. I hope this much is clear. And after doing that, all of this changed to this. Let me again redraw for you. Let me redraw it. What just happened? Dummy. This 2 is this, 1 is this, 3 is this, 4 is this, and you can see current is now where? Current is over here. This much is done. Now what else? Will the previous will remain at this position only? No, because which two nodes we have to swap this time? These two. So what we have to do? We have to also increase this, but before doing that, what we have to do? We have to get our previous over here. Why we are doing this? If we get our previous over here and 4, and this is our current. So let me write this particular code before discussing it. So previous is now equal to current, and current over here, as you can see, it went over here. So current is equals to current next. Why we did? Because we have to swap everyone, and you can see this was the position, how the things were changing. We have to get this position again to change the other, because you can say that why we are taking previous over here, we should take previous over here and current over here. But see, in previous we are changing. You can see over here the previous link is changed to this. Now let me draw it again, the next state for you, then you will understand better. When these two swap, you can see if previous is not here, then how will we update the link of 1? Link of 1 will only be updated if previous is over here, this condition, not condition, this place. So what we did over here again, this is now pointing to this, this is now pointing to this, and that's it. Again same thing happens. These lines will again execute, these lines will again execute, and we up till when we will do this? Up till when? Up till this condition, current and current next is valid. We will do up till this, and after this we will not do it, because there is no way, because there are only two things we have to do. And also there is a edge case. If you are given only one node, then there can be no swaps, because at least two nodes are required to swap. I hope this much is clear. I did try to explain it diagrammatically. Let's see the code. Code is just the conversion of what I drew over here. Let's see what we are doing. This is the edge case. This is the dummy node, as I was discussing. This is previous pointing to dummy node, and current is pointing to head, as I just did over here. Previous pointing to dummy node, current pointing to head, current head. So what we did, you can see over here the head is changed. Previous next, this line, previous next, you can see over here, as I wrote, previous next is pointing to current next, which is this much is clear. Current next is pointing to current next. That's what I wrote over here. As you can see, this is current, this one is current, and it is pointing to 3. So how you access 3? Next. So current next is pointing to 3. With this green color you can see, and here it is the code which is doing this. And again, next thing what we are doing, previous next is equals to current. What we did over here is previous next. So I did little mistake, I would say. Previous next is 2, and next 2 we have to update it by, sorry, next will only point to 2, so we have to change 2 also. So the next, there will be next over here. We are changing this link, this link. In previous thing I was just changing this. I explained correctly, but I did write wrong over here. It is previous next. It is previous next. Why we did this? Let me again do it over here. It was pointing to this. I just only accessed this link. This, I accessed this. We don't have to change this. We have to change this. Previously it was like this. Previous. New is this. We have to do this. So how to access this? Next, then next. So little bit change. Sorry for that. Next is equals to what we point to? 1. This much is done. And after that, what we do? We have to again swap it. And what we have to do? We have to get our previous over here. I already discussed why. So we get that previous over here. I wrote, we get that previous, and we get the current forward. As you can see, current forward. From over here to here, you can see we just move one step forward. That's what we keep on doing. I hope this much is clear. Let's submit it and see if it is running or not. Yeah, it is submitting, and I hope that I was able to make my intuition pretty much clear why I didn't dry run it, because all video is already very long and it is quite cumbersome to do it, because it is not physically possible to again and again draw this. I did it one time. That's how it is running. It's for your practice, not mine, so you should do on your own the dry run, because it is necessary. Then only you can be able to replicate this or make intuitive to your brain by doing it on your own. So that will be your homework, to dry run it. And if I was able to make you understand my intuition, so consider subscribing to my channel, liking this video and sharing with others. In the end, you have to do what you have to do, so keep grinding. You guys are awesome. See you in the next one. Bye bye. And also, this was little mistake. I explained correctly but wrote incorrect code, so sorry for that, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.